I'm telling you, you know what? I love that opening. Get off my back. You know what? And that's going to be my theme in 2014.
Get off my back?
Get off my back.
Okay.
See, you know what? That's the problem. And some of the folks, right, they think of themselves as color people. I'm telling you, that's women and men. Rather than just as a grown man or grown woman. You know, I mean, black, but grown. You know, and we play too many games, man. We play too many freaking games. You know, happy New Year's, everyone.
Yeah.
We're going to have an interesting show. Before I begin, I want to say I'm going to dedicate this show to Judy Walls. Mike Walls, who's been a friend of mine for over 25 years, who used to be the superintendent of Christina School District. His wife just celebrated her 70th birthday, and
Bless the Lord.
I got an opportunity to go to that, and I told Mike I would dedicate this to his wife. And also, Wayne Jefferson texted me today and said State Representative Ramon is going to offer free swimming lessons.
Mike Ramone?
Mike Ramone.
Okay.
Is he Republican?
Yes.
At the Delaware Swimming Club, I think,
right.
whatever it's called.
Yeah.
So all that kind of stuff. Also, any beauty salon or barbershop owner, you really should go to this. This would be December 30th. Is this
It's coming up to Monday, tomorrow.
Tomorrow. Dwight Davis gave, but he didn't say where it's going to take place.
It's going to take care at the beauty
at the American Beauty
at the
Salon?
American Beauty. Yeah.
American Beauty Academy. That's 200 West 9th Street, and that'll be tomorrow. You really should go to that.
That's going to be monumental too, because a lot of African Americans are going to school, and they won't let them become barbers because they don't have either they got a criminal background.
Hey, Alvin, put the camera on him. Remember, we're not doing the ventriloquist stuff tonight.
You know, because they don't have the educational background, or they didn't graduate from school, and it's another attempt to eliminate us from working.
Dwight didn't tell me the time on this. I don't see the time.
I think
okay. It's from 11 to 12.
Yeah.
11 to 12. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I brought my good friend. Good, please help yourself. The guy next door brought me in some food, and Wayne is over here stealing it. I got my good friend Calvin Brown on, Reverend Calvin Brown. He has his Eagle stuff on, and of course I'm a Bengal fan.
Yeah.
The Bengals clinch.
Of all the nights that I don't come with my suit on, I just knew you was going to, since y'all won, I said, oh, he's psyched. Because he's one of the few Bengal fans I know in the state.
Me and Sylvester Selby.
That's right.
Me and Bay Selby, we're the only ones. But we got some serious stuff to talk about.
Yep.
And what I want to talk to you about, Calvin, what we want to do is we want to have some phone calls too. I want to break it down into the federal level,
Okay.
state, county, and city.
Okay.
I mean, like, what was some of the more important and interesting things that happened this year? I would think one of the things on a federal level would be the shutting down the government.
Yes, that was monumental. It was a bad play by both parties, posturing. The Republicans took the brunt of it, and because the House of Representatives run by Speaker Boehner, and
but did you think that was the right move, Cal? I know you're a staunch Republican, but they're fighting over health care, and that's already law to put everybody else at harm's way in setting the government. Because I knew some people.
It didn't go well for the Republicans. That didn't play out well for them. And subsequently, the polls begin to reflect negativity. Right. That's why you notice this budget went through real quickly.
Right.
People don't even realize it was a problem because it went through the House, the Senate passed it, and the President signed it for a 2-year extension. So it didn't go well. But on the same token, to be fair, the healthcare thing's not going well either.
Okay.
It's not going well because it's expensive. And you know what? A lot of people thought that they could just call in and get free health care. And it wasn't free.
Right.
It's mandatory that you have it. It's just like auto insurance. It's not free. You call in, they're going to set you up, but you're going to pay some monthly payments. And for a lot of people who don't have any income, they're saying, you're going to fine me, and I don't have any money to pay for this kind of insurance.
While we're talking about the federal government, Rev, what's frustrating you the most right now at the federal level?
At the federal level is the fact that we've placed the lives of birds and chickens and ecological advances over the lives of human beings. And when you say that, what do you mean? Pipeline bill would produce millions of jobs.
Right.
The president won't sign it because we're going to displace a few wolves, and maybe the spotted owl might have to find another tree to live in. Now, and I'm not belittling
I understand.
The nature. But I got a dog. I love Charlie. My dog named Charlie. But if it came to my dog eating or my grandchild eating, my dog I had to learn how to be a dog. He's a canine. He'll find some food in the street, tear up some trash cans if you have to. But that's what a dog do. Now, when it comes down to the people in this country living, good jobs, especially for African Americans who are not going to be able to transition into a high technical area. Everybody's not going to be able to get a green job. Everybody don't have a biochemical background. We got people that can work with their hands, and these pipeline jobs would produce not only the pipeline jobs, but all the contributory positions that would come upon it. This would boost millions of dollars in the economy, and it's being stalled because of the ecologists who are telling the president, don't do it. So the environmental people are holding the president hostage, and subsequently, all the poor people who work with their hands, they tell them you out of work now.
Let me ask you, let's go, when we talk about federal issues, are you happy with, I thought when I had Senator Coons on, when he was saying bringing in manufacturing jobs, I think you called in, and I think that's some good stuff. Are you happy with our congressional delegation?
I am happy, but what I think what Congressman Carney said, and I don't want to misquote him, is that we're not going to get those manufacturing jobs back. It's just not going to happen because we're not prepared to pay those kind of wages. Americans can't live off of what manufacturing. It would be all the same as you're making sneakers and the workers are making $3 an hour. Okay, to bring the Nike factories back to America to be competitive, the only way that'll work is if the corporations decide to give up their ideal of profit margin, and people like Michael Jordan and other great famous stars say, listen, instead of selling these sneakers for $200 and making $185 profit, I'm gonna sell them for $200.
But that right there, that is true right there. And I know we get on Republican, Democrat. You're a staunch Republican.
I wouldn't say staunch, but I believe in some of the principles that govern the party.
Well, that's my point. I mean, I'm not here to badger that. But my point is, I think that's capitalism, right?
It is capitalism, but capitalism comes with responsibility. I'm a capitalist. I got a barbershop, and while you might say, well, that's a small capitalist, but still capitalist.
Absolutely.
I cut hair for money.
Right.
But here's also what I do. Sometimes people come in my shop and the parents don't have any money, and I see the kids in need. I'll shampoo the kid's hair and cut his hair for free. See, that's part of being a compassionate conservatism that Bush brought up in the 90s.
Right.
I'm that kind of capitalist that it ain't always money with me. I'll do some things pro bono, just like you do.
Right.
Well, okay, it's the turkey thing. You could probably make a profit off of that.
Right.
But you decide to just say, well, look here, Cal, here's 300 turkeys, and go find 300 people that need them.
Right.
And they're saying, I know you're a capitalist. I said I was on an airplane one day, and I'm riding to California, and I take out the magazine in the sleeve, and here's a guy from Wilmington, Delaware, sitting on a board with all these rich people, and I said, that's Norman Oliver. I was so proud of you, man.
Thank you.
But as a capitalist, I know also you do work on both sides of the street.
Right.
So nothing wrong with capitalism, because if we don't have capitalists, there's no money. And if you don't got no money, you can't help nobody.
Let's talk about some state issues. I think that one of the biggest stories in 2013 was the past couple months when they were talking about Chip Flowers a lot as the state treasurer, as them with state issues. Do you think that they painted him with a bad brush, or do you think?
Absolutely. And I didn't support Chip Flowers, but I'm gonna tell you, he's impressed me. He is very sharp. And I, I'm gonna tell you, I don't just vote color, you know that. But I would support Chip Flowers because the establishment is trying to rough him up a little bit. And this is one guy that African Americans never seem to be sticking up for. And he's got some good points. The Good Old Boy Network, because he don't want to put the money in their pocket. They've been getting money so long that when it's time for other folk to get money, they don't want that. And I could see if he was losing money. I could see if he was wasting money. They're complaining about $50 and $100 trips and $200 stuff like that. That's petty. On the big scheme of millions of dollars, it ain't got nothing to do with that. But because they can't find anything mechanically wrong with how he fundamentally issues the loans and stuff, they want to personally try to destroy him. And that's the politics of destruction. And I hate to say it, but the Democratic Party is great for that. When they can no longer find something on the issues, they look to destroy you personally. You've been a victim of it yourself, and you know exactly what I'm talking about.
Absolutely.
When you got people that you didn't do nothing wrong, the only thing they can find is the way to destroy you as a human being,
Right.
and bring up your personal life to make something of it,
Right.
and use the news journal and other agencies to go along with it. Chip Flowers is doing a wonderful job as the state treasurer, and I think why they're trying to do him in is because he may be in line soon to become governor of the state of Delaware, and some of the people are not prepared for that.
Let me ask you another issue. They talked a lot about the Frisco plant. You know, and personally, I think that we have to take risks to bring in jobs. Do you think that, if you, in retrospect, do you think that was a good
It's terrible. It was a terrible investment. I take risks, but I take them. Look, if you didn't produce one time, Fisker hadn't produced a car here yet, have they?
No.
So we didn't dump $100 million almost in that place.
Right.
I mean, who got the money? Listen, you could have said, Cal, give me $100 million. I could have remodeled the park and put 100 people to work,
right,
and dig in the holes and pay them money. I would have did more to bring to the economy than Fisker done, but yet they keep getting money.
What do you think, Cal? What do you think about prevailing wage and unions on the state level?
The problem is this. You know why it's like that? The prevailing wage, and I ain't got nothing against it. I'm a union supporter. As a Republican. That's not really good for people. They think Republicans don't support unions. I help a guy at the board at the Wilmington Housing Authority, a good friend of mine. Now he's the local president, local 55. And I tell people all the time, I work with
John Blyde.
I work with union people all the time. I'm a big supporter of unions. I'm for people getting what they deserve. But here's what I'm not for. I'm not for just giving people money that don't do nothing, because that's counterproductive. In other words, you're not gonna have people working for you just come down there and sit down there and they get $25 an hour.
33.
Yeah, 33, and then they don't do nothing. You're gonna be like this. Well, come on, man. You gotta get something for your money. And I don't think that's counterproductive in society. We can't just give away money. I'm for people. I'm a Christian. You know what the Bible say? You reap what you sow. So if you don't make nothing, you don't get nothing. I mean, that's God talking. Then the unions can protest God and strike God all they want. But that's what the Lord said. If you don't sow nothing, or if you sow a little, you get a little. And all the preachers know that I'm telling the truth, and the people that go to church know that that's the scripture. If you sow a lot, you get a lot. People will say, man, he got a Mercedes or he lives somewhere else. Well, what about the hard work that he did? See, the fact that you went to college and suffered, and you studied while other folk was living the life and partying. And so how they gonna get mad when your harvest is coming due? I'm against all that, man.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you just tuned in, you know I have Reverend Calvin on every once in a while, and he started the year off with me, so I thought he would end it off with me. Right. I said I can't have anybody on but him.
That's right.
Okay, Cal. Okay, so we did a little state, county issues. I guess the big issue, the big story. Tom Gordon getting back in office and all that good stuff, and I mean he's fighting.
Tom's doing a wonderful job.
Yeah,
I'm gonna tell you. I mean, I become a big supporter of Tom Gordon.
Okay.
I'm gonna tell you, he's the kind of guy. I mean, I had to sit down with him a couple times. And matter of fact, I just left. We were somewhere together just before I came here.
Right.
And just having a little brunch and talking.
See, you get a chance to hang out with folks like that. No, I'm not in that.
I was at
I'm having brunch, like Cavalier. I got you.
I was at State Representative Charles Potter's house.
Okay.
And the county exec was there with some other people. And I'm gonna tell you.
See, I wasn't invited to that brunch either. But go ahead. Okay, we'll get to it.
And I'm gonna tell you, I really think highly of him. Okay. I mean, and he is really.
Do you think he'll run for governor?
He should. I'm a Republican, but I'm going to support him.
Okay.
Unless they come up with somebody that I really like on the R side. But Tom Gordon is the kind of guy that I can support. I mean, has he had any problems? Well, who hasn't? I've got problems. Who don't have any problems?
Right.
But I'm gonna tell you, he's really impressed me on how he's managing the county, how he's working to produce, how he's making things right. I'm gonna tell you, Tom Gordon is the real deal up in the Newcastle County. And I didn't know him before the election and like that, but I'm gonna tell you, even though he knows I'm an R and everything, he's respected me. I've got a chance to talk with him. and I'm not on his campaign. I don't work for him. I just think of him. I tell people I'm a straight shooter. If you're doing what I think is right and good, I don't have no problem giving you accolades.
So now we're at the city. As you know, I had the mayor on.
Yeah, I watched it.
And you called in. I think, and I do understand where the mayor's coming from a little, and then I don't, because the bottom line is one of the big issues is crime.
Yeah.
I mean, and not to say, and I understand, I think he's getting frustrated with the news journal.
I know he is.
Because they're writing about it, but they're going to continue.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter.
No.
You know what I mean? So, I mean, like, I think that he has a heart, and I was saying that.
Oh, yeah, he does.
You know, and I know it got to pain him, you know,
Yeah,
because he ran on that platform that he was going
Go
to
fix it.
fix crime, and it's not that easy. And do you think that's the big issue?
He's growing.
I mean, is that the big issue for the city issue?
It's the big issue coupled with some other issues that's making it the big issue.
Okay.
His biggest issue is economic development in the city.
Gotcha.
Now, if I was the mayor, I'm not, but if I was the mayor, I'm gonna tell you what I would do. You ever watch the program called Shark Tank?
Yeah.
And Shark Tank, they got people that come there, and they got investors on the side saying, look, if you got something worth something, we'll invest with you, and we can all make some money. If I was the mayor of the city of Wilmington, I'm gonna tell you what I would do. I would get not only some of the people that's working in my economic development team, but I would call in people like yourself. I would call in big corporate sponsors, people that know how to make money, and I have a panel. You know what I do? I take a full page ad in the New York Times and on Craigslist. You know what I say? Hi, I'm the mayor of the city of Wilmington, and this is what we're gonna do. If you wanna make money, if you got something that'll work, if you gonna hire people, if you got plans, we got the city for you. We are opening the doors up. We don't care if you Democrat, Republican, black, white, Jew, Hispanic, Muslim, Christian, Catholic, Protestant. You come to the city, and we're gonna hear your idea out, and if it'll work, we're gonna work with you. And I'm gonna tell you, I line them up, and I turn the city into an economic oasis. And in about 6 months of interviewing, every piece of land that wasn't working, I said, what you can do with that? Look, I can make this happen. I can do this. Okay, you got the money. If we put this much in, how much can we get back? We could do this. Listen, I would make Wilmington, I run it like a corporation, and I guarantee you within a couple of 6 or 8 months, this city be booming with opportunity. People be coming from all over the world. And I would bypass the state, the county, the feds, and this is my town. And I turn this town into an oasis.
Do you think it's gotten to the point where we need to look at other forces to cut some of the crime? I mean, when you read about that, right? I mean, do we need like the National Guards?
Well, we will if we don't do nothing about the economic problem. Because
but you understand my point?
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
I mean, like I've said this, you and I are on the same page on this, right?
Right.
If we do get the economic boom, right? People know what self-esteem is, getting a person a job.
Let's get some money. Put some money in your pocket.
See,
I mean, I didn't have no money. I was a criminal.
Well, you got plenty of money now.
No, I don't got plenty of money.
Yeah, you got no.
But I got enough where I ain't turned to crime. But if you starve me, I'm not going to starve in the land of milk and honey. Y'all ain't gonna all have a Merry Christmas and ho 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 and drink your eggnog and all that there, and I'm sitting in there gonna quietly starve to death. No, I'm not gonna happen. I mean, unless God intervene. But if you put some money in a man's pocket, show him that the promised land is right down the road.
But is it some of their fault too, Cal?
It is. It's some of their fault because I mean, like okay, let me use myself as an example.
Please do.
When I went to high school, I got out of Pierce DuPont. I went to Air Force. I came out the United States Air Force. I went to college. I like shooting dice.
Crooked dice at that.
Crooked dice sometimes because you can win better. And I like smoking weed. Well, and really, tell you the truth, I'm not doing no more than the city doing now. I mean, the state sell weed. The state shoot dice called casinos.
Right.
And the state, not only do they bag up weed, now they get ready to start selling it because they're giving it away now, but they got the gamble, they got the numbers. We used to run numbers for number writers. The state running numbers.
Right.
So they locked us up for nothing. They doing the same thing. They locked us up and now they writing numbers, selling weed and shooting dice. Right. So I don't really feel like I should have, if my record is clean, they should have wiped my record clean.
I got you.
Because that's what they doing. So.
But they said it's the Constitution.
Then they made it legal because they getting the money.
Right.
See, that's what I'm trying to say. They hypocrites. You know what I mean? You can't lock me up for selling weed, then you sell it and tell me it's all for medicinal purposes. No, it ain't. People smoke weed and get high. I don't care what they say, man. And everybody, you know I'm telling the truth, man. They got people that they betting on football games.
Yeah.
They got the pool Cool. Now it's all
Police.
legal because they got the card.
Yeah.
Because they getting money, it's
Right.
legal.
Right.
They locked Al Capone up, took all the liquor, now they sell liquor. It's all good. Same liquor they shot Al Capone for.
Right.
But now we doing it. So the state, the hustlers,
Right.
they the real gangsters. They got suits and ties, they went to Wharton School of Business, but they gangsters.
Right.
So that's why when they talk to me about, listen, son, you need to straighten up and fly right, I tell them the same thing. Well, you ought to straighten up and fly right. You know what I mean? So they make me mad with that, man. But let me go back to my issue.
Oh,
my issue
God.
is that if they show people how to make a living
Right.
and get money, I'm gonna tell you, a lot of these hustlers will come off the corners. Because I came off the corner.
Oh, God.
I like corporate money better than hustle money. Because you know what?
I agree with you.
I don't got to worry about the police. I don't got to worry about nobody sticking me up. I don't got to worry about hiding my money.
And actually, you got a point here. Actually, if you read the state constitution, I'll wait till you get. Come on, man. If you read the state constitution, they say shooting crap, roulette, all that kind of stuff is illegal.
Yeah.
And they said it's not considered gambling. So I said the same thing. I said, well, look, I just lost some money. Can I get my money back because it's not gambling?
No, you can't get no money back.
Right.
The state ain't gonna give you no money back.
But I on the city issue, I hear that there's going to be a lot of changes. I hear that his chief administrator's grade move out. I hear that there's some movements down in Public Works. I know. I think Leroy Tyson's moved on, or already moved on. I hear that there's going to be some movement in Parks and Recs.
I say this.
I hear it's a lot of movement.
Listen, I love the mayor. I don't think he made one mistake. And the time that I've been in here, I think that's the only mistake that he made was losing Velda.
What do you think? What do you think? He wouldn't. I asked him last week. What do you think the deal was about?
Well, I tell you this much.
I'm listening.
Velda and Dennis, we all from the same neighborhood. And the only thing I didn't like is his right as the chief executive officer to hire and fire anybody, including myself. I worked for him as a board of commissioners. He appointed me.
Right.
And he could get me off the board.
Right.
I'm doing a hell of a job.
How's it going on?
We rolling on the board.
What is that? What's going on with that gun bill? That's going.
Well,
to
the gun bill,
How do you deal with that?
I'm for people having guns in public housing.
In public housing.
Absolutely, they should have a gun in public housing. If anywhere you live in the public housing where crime festers, and the police come 20 minutes later, you better hold somebody off.
But they say that the House Authority don't want him there.
I know, but I'm not agreeing with that.
So you voted against it.
I'm voting against it.
Gotcha.
I'm for. If you live in a neighborhood where crime is paramount, why would you be the only one down there with no weapon? I mean, it doesn't make no sense. Who's gonna protect you? You got your wife and children.
Right.
And so now you can't have no gun.
You know what, man? I don't know. I think I'm gonna vote for you.
Yeah.
You always
People go crazy.
every time you come on here, you say something different. I'm gonna vote for you. Let's open up the phone lines, ladies and gentlemen. Let me open up the phone lines.
I'm telling the truth.
I didn't say you weren't telling the truth. If you got a question for Cal,
Mind if I check the score real quick?
no, please do. And whatever you give us, what do you think are some of the big
10-7?
some of the biggest issues that are facing federal government, state, county, and city this year? We want to hear from you. What do you think about the crime? What would you do if you were the mayor? Do you think that the strategy is right? What do you think? Do you think that he should probably bring in a new chief of police? I don't know. Whatever you think. And Cal and I would talk about anything. I got a text about what I was talking about the Ramon thing, Cal. And it's you can call Canaan Baptist Church at 654-8818, extension 125. That's 654-8818, extension 125. That's for free swim lessons. Can't beat that.
No, you can't.
You ready for the phone lines, man?
Let's go.
I know, man. You fired. Every time you come on here, you get fired up, man. Because I let you talk there.
Yeah, you do.
You know what? Because it's a community crossfire.
And I don't mind getting in the mix.
Action Jackson, call in. How you doing? Welcome to the show.
All right. Hey, man. Hey, I thought this was Homebox or something on ESPN or something where we was having this slapsticking thing. But let me say this to y'all. Now, nobody's right until we get some freedom and justice. I want any African American under Kwanzaa who went through a prestigious high school or college, who have the Bible, Torah, and Quran, or the Constitution in their hand. I I'm not speaking to that interest because the only thing you're talking about is 1/5 of the population. Now, I want all y'all educated people to look outside this country. Tell me, from Cosby to Oprah to me and you, where is there any one of us at the pulpit, podium, telephone, and microphone talking about boats and planes, tractor trailers and trains, production, manufacturing, and distributing, vertical integration when it comes to political economies? Because I love capitalism too. But when it looks at where we can produce, manufacture, and distribute from Maine to Florida, Washington State to California, from the UK to the University of Kentucky, from the Congo to the Bongo, it's not there. So you can't tell me that we're not educated enough. You can't tell me that we're too many criminals, that we're, after all we poured into this thing under Umoja, Kuji, Chakalia, and all this good...
Hey, Mandela, hold on for 1 second. What, are you saying that no one's preaching economic empowerment?
No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying that from
Sound like that's what you just said.
What I'm saying is that from Cosby to Oprah to me and you right now in 2014, tell me or the old folks where we can go to where we can have production, manufacturing, and distributing from the ground up so that we can be in control of our destiny. Right now, we don't.
Well,
we're
that's
all being locked out the political economy.
We're not locked out, brother. Listen, Brother Mandela, listen. You can't say you're locked out when people don't want to invest their money. Nobody locking you out. You can take your money and make a product and get it distributed and do what you want with it. But you can't make other people take their money and do something you want them to do with it. If Oprah wanted to take some of her money and make a product and ship it around the country or do what she wanted to do with it, she's certainly capable of doing that. So we can't say this because we ain't producing. It's not that it's nothing stopping us from producing. We just don't want to invest in that. So, we got to be all right with that, when people decide with their money.
That's right. Thank you, bro. Oh, wow. I think I hung up on someone. Hello? Welcome to the show.
Good evening, Norman. It's Marla Garris. I'm thoroughly enjoying the show. I'd like to talk a little bit about crime and policing in the city of Wilmington, if you don't mind.
I don't mind. Go ahead.
Okay.
This is open line New Year's, so whatever is on anyone's mind, Calvin and I will discuss it. How about that?
Great. Hey, Reverend Cal.
How you doing, sister?
I'm doing great, thank you. I would like to talk a little bit about the deployment or the policing strategy that's being used here in the city of Wilmington. Many of you already know I'm a graduate of Wilmington University, and my instructors, my professors were and are current Wilmington Police Department employees. We've learned some information that will basically give Wilmington what it actually needs in order to get a grip on crime. I'm not even going to question the reason why it has never been implemented. The problem that I see is that the mayor and the city of Wilmington needs support from the congressional delegation.
Mm-hmm. Hold for 1 second. I can't let you just make that comment without asking you a question. If you're in a class, right, and what you're saying is you have police officers who understand the deployment plan, and you're saying that these guys are not implementing, that's a crime in itself.
I hear you, and I feel the same way.
Yes.
I feel the same way that you do. Now, it's also a shame that Joe Biden is our president. We have a congressional delegation. Wilmington is the largest city in the state of Delaware. CompStat, COMPSTAT, has been used in New York City to get a hold on crime. It's being implemented and used in Baltimore, and we sit here being held hostage in the city of Wilmington because there is not a proficient police strategy being used here in the city of Wilmington.
But Marla, once again, if you guys have people in your class, right? That's what you just said. You have police officers.
I'm a graduate student. I'm finished class.
I understand. I got all that. But why aren't they? If they know what's going on, why aren't we doing it? I'm confused.
My suggestion, and I can only suggest, I am not an appointee.
I understand.
Is that someone either in council or the mayor and They need to go to Baltimore to take a look at that model. There have been so many different people coming into City Hall talking about, oh, we're coming from West Virginia. Oh, we've got something going on in North Carolina. The mayor needs to look at this strategy. It's worked in other cities. We sit here on 95. We all know what's going on here in the city of Wilmington. CompStat is run by various different principles, and they're basically just 4 principles, and mainly it's about accountability. I'm not going to
Hey, Marla, I got a lot of other calls, but thanks for the call, though. Let's take some other calls. Wow, that's a mouthful. What do you think?
Well, I mean, I don't.
Hold on for a second, okay?
I don't know all the particulars of the program, but she should send it out on email or put it up on Facebook. Let people look at it, and then maybe some people might gravitate towards it and may be able to maybe articulate it to those people that's able to implement something like that. So I would like to see some of the details of that program she was talking about in Baltimore.
Okay. How you doing? Welcome to the show.
Yes, hello. I'm calling anonymously, and I'd like to know why seniors in senior complexes are in so much trouble they can't get the fire marshal to come out for fire drills. You make complaints and they go nowhere. HUD comes and makes scattered. I mean, not all.
So are you referring to the housing authorities?
Yeah.
Well, you have a commissioner right here.
Beg pardon?
You have this guy sits on the commission. Why don't you guys have fire drills, Commissioner Calvin?
They
she
do
came.
have.
The lady was coming to see us and was stopped, and we don't have a exterminator anymore. These things I thought were important to senior complexes and fire drills, and
I agree with you wholeheartedly.
I just don't understand it. There's nobody to complain to. I have called HUD.
We're complaining to the guy right here. Look, do you understand? This guy sits on the board. We can't go no further than this. Come on, Cal, answer the question. Help the lady out. Thank you.
If she would come to the board meetings, and if this is,
hold on for 1 second.
If she would come to the board meeting to bring this up, I don't know that we've stopped exterminating. That's something that I'm certainly didn't stop exterminating, and I'm certain we got the fire marshal. We still got to have fire people. That's just against the public safety. So I don't know. See, sometimes people say stuff, but I don't know and the basis of what they're saying it in. And I'd like to hear her out. She could call me at 5.
You can't get no clear to that.
Yeah, she could call me out though, and call me at 563-0861. And directly talk to me about that problem.
And I'll be real. How you doing? Welcome to the show.
Hey, Stormy Norman.
How you doing?
Yeah, Dwight L. Davis. How you doing?
Fine.
Yeah, good. I really appreciate you making the announcement of the meeting of tomorrow. It's real important for anyone who's had difficulty in obtaining a license for barbering and or cosmetology to show up. Is from 11 to noon, perhaps 12:30. But let me just comment briefly on an issue that has not this year been addressed, and I purposely didn't mention it when the mayor was on last week because I'm pretty sure the mayor would not have addressed it head on. And it's concerning a dear friend of mine and a captain of the Wilmington Police Department, Fahim Akil.
Mm-hmm.
There was a situation that occurred several months ago where a sergeant with the Wilmington Police Department doing roll call called an African American police officer the N-word.
Back up, say that again.
At roll call several months ago at the Wilmington Police Department, a sergeant of the Wilmington PD called an African American officer the N-word. And it's been quietly, I guess, discussed, and it's been reported that
our dear friend Mouse, who's the president of the NAACP, went to the mayor and complained to the mayor about that. Now, what concerns me is that in a general conversation that Captain Fahim Akil had with this individual sergeant, resulted in Fahim being brought up on charges. So right now, Chief Dunning has filed charges against Fahim Akil, charging him with harassing the sergeant that made the comments. And this thing has,
And all this is documented.
all this is documented.
Wow.
And all this is being discussed.
Let me back, if I can. I don't want to keep cutting you off, but this is kind of bizarre.
Sure.
And sometimes people hear stuff on this show that they never hear.
Correct.
But the president of the NAACP, Richard Smith Mouse, who we talked about, called in last week and talked to the mayor, and he didn't say anything.
Well, and that's been our concern, is because according to what I'm hearing, is that the mayor asked Richard Smith not to really make this issue public.
See, I got a problem with that. I got a problem with that when the NAACP, and I was tough on a young lady for hollering at Pepper Guy.
That's right.
That's
I was hard.
correct.
But I said it wasn't an NAACP issue,
Right.
in my opinion, because I
Right.
said things like this will come up that are more important. So how you going to beat up on this lady? I beat up on her. I'm not the NAACP.
Right.
But this is a real issue, and I don't know if you're right or wrong, Dwight. This is just what you're bringing to me. But if you are right, it's a serious problem down at the police department.
I mean,
That's morale, right?
That is a problem.
This is something that we've discussed, and it's not just something that I would call up on the TV program and mention if it wasn't a valid concern and a valid complaint. I just like to see the city councilman and the mayor come out and support Captain Akil, who's been on the police force for almost 30 years, and he's been a real he's been a stand-up type of guy, a fair person.
Wow.
And I think they see him being taken advantage of quietly, with no one really coming forward to.
Brother Dwight.
Hey, Dwight, thanks for the call, though. I mean, we got more people calling
Okay.
in, but that's a valid issue. How you doing? Welcome to the show. Hello? I'm sorry. Go ahead. What you gonna say?
I was just going to say, if that's indeed the case, then that's not something that should be swept under the rug.
Oh, that's what we on the rug on this show.
Yeah.
I mean, because we come hard.
But-
How you doing? Welcome to the show. Hello?
Hello.
Yeah, go ahead.
How you doing?
Fine.
Calvin,
Yes.
you made a valid point as far as going to the New York Times and stuff. It's for the ad there. I thought that's very valid. But on the flip side, as far as the Potter thing, I understand y'all went to school together, but she had her hands all in that, and ain't no need to try to sugarcoat it. She had her hands on that, Calvin, and ain't no way around it.
Well, that's just your position. I just disagree. I just disagree.
What are you?
I mean, people say stuff that they don't qualify. I mean, you can just, one thing about America, you can just say anything.
Right.
An unqualified statement, no merit.
What do you think about? I know that the crime has been cut in certain areas of New York. I've seen where their chief of police stepped down in some other areas. Do you think it's high time that we look outside of the box to bring in a different vision?
We always talk about looking outside the box. All we're doing is moving around in the box, different places in the box. We got it. I'm gonna tell you what they did in New York. This is what, and I'll listen to Giuliani. You know what he said he did? People got tinted windows now, all the way around. Now that's illegal in Delaware. You can't have a limousine tint in the front. You can have it in the back. 2 windows in the back window, but not in the front window. But a lot of cars, they all black all the way around.
Yeah.
and it's illegal. But in New York, you know what he said he did? He stopped every car with tinted windows. If it was a lot of people gathered in corners,
You agree with that?
Oh, absolutely. Because you know what? I'm nervous about that. I mean, I want to tint my windows because people ride up on you and they got enough. You can't see in them. They can see you. That's a disadvantage. Now, I'm an ex-military police officer. I don't like to be at a disadvantage. Then if it's going to be, if the law say everybody can tint up, well then we all tint up. It's just like carrying a gun. It's like if the criminals got guns and the police got guns, but the other people ain't got no guns. Now here you get the bad guys armed, the good guys armed, but the people in the middle are the citizens who are getting shot and mugged and robbed and killed. And to disarm the citizenry is ridiculous.
What do you think about the jump out, frisk?
I'm for jumping out. I'm for jumping out, frisking. See, cause you know why I say that?
The ACLU said that.
I don't care about them. They don't live in the neighborhoods where they're jumping out on people anyway. They live in Greenville. You let about 50 people stand on the corner out there. They have them jump out there too. You let a couple people get robbed and shot up in Greenville and Hockessin and all these little nice areas. And see, don't they support the jump out squad? Now, as long as they stand on 3rd and Clayton, everybody want to go to the ACU, my rights being violated. Not my rights. They don't ask us that live there if our rights are being violated. They want to violate our rights for us, and they live somewhere else. And I'm just not for that. You know what I'm saying? This is ridiculous stuff, man. It doesn't make any sense to me.
Oh man!
Yeah. Go get the people from ACLU and put them on my block. Tell them to buy a house on my block.
But you got to agree that ACLU do some good stuff.
Yeah, but don't come down in my neighborhood and tell me what's good for me, and you don't live around here.
How you doing? Welcome to the show.
It's ridiculous.
Yes, hi Norman and Reverend Brown.
Thank you. Morning, afternoon.
All right. I'm interested in you talking about various things on the show, which is great as usual. But what about this article in the paper today? Corrupt politics but no charges.
Wow, good question. The way I look at it, what strikes me, if I can be candid, and you talk about the Democrats, it's interesting to me that our Attorney General would have a former Chief Justice investigate someone in our own party. And that's pretty much what Attorney General Bo Biden did. He said, I don't want to touch it, but guess what? I want you to grab onto it. So he had VZ investigate the governor. And I read that article, and it looked like it was about 4 pages, right? It looked like it was about 4 pages. But it said nothing. It said Tigani was funneling money, but they said that he was using a couple different LLCs. The guy downstate, the developer downstate, was doing the same thing. But he said it was nothing illegal, so why make a big article about it?
Well, they done that for a reason. I mean, to make the governor look, because he didn't want to do it because if he runs for governor, it's going to look like it was self-serving.
Right.
The investigation.
I understand that.
But he gets somebody else to do the dirty work.
In case he runs against Matt Dent.
He can't say that he done it. He didn't do it.
Right.
And they say obviously they would say nothing. Tigani did nothing wrong because money was funneled to the Bidens. So you know what I mean. He would have to bring his daddy out in all this, and he's not going to do that. So I mean, it's kind of it don't look good. When all these people and people not stupid. They think because we live in areas that we don't read the paper and we don't know what's going on. We very much aware of this stuff. Because this is the same stuff that's going on the streets. It's just when they do it, they don't want nobody to say nothing about it. But they just as criminal. I told you earlier that the state, I don't stand in all of them when they lock people up and then 2 years later they turn around and remix it like Puffy did a record. You take an old record and then say a few lyrics over it, then it's a hit record. The lottery is, they stole the lottery from the numbers game on the street.
How you doing? Let me take a call. How you doing? Welcome to the show. Hello?
Yeah. Right, wrong, or different. I'm for jump out squad because we need that in the city of Wilmington. Right, wrong, or different.
Okay.
Yeah, we need to jump out.
So I mean, so you think that the police? Do you think that it gets to people fear saying it's targeting?
Yeah, it is targeting. We are targeting people. Why would people think we ain't targeting them? That's what we do. We target people that gonna commit crimes.
But
This is what it's about.
But you got to admit that sometimes you're gonna get the wrong person.
You're gonna pick up when you go fishing in a net, and you drag the fish. You're gonna get a dolphin every now and then, but you're gonna get mostly tuna. See what I mean? Let the dolphin go, and it's all good.
Oh God!
But I'm not gonna dump out all the fish.
I wonder if anybody else do. Everybody else agree with Cal? Do you think that the police should have the right to just get out the car and say, "Oh wow, because you have on a hoodie or you stand in a certain area, we're going to frisk you"? That's what you basically saying.
Where they shooting people. Listen, me and you all know this. Where they selling dope at on your block. People just not standing around for no. It's not the tourist area. It's not. You know what I mean? You got 20 people out there. They got the hood tied up. You can't see the face. It's a reason why people. It's disguise. I don't understand why people don't see this.
But I think it's a danger, right? When you just have an open book on that. I'm not saying I agree or disagree with it.
I'm just telling you, man. Listen, I'm not going to be naive and sit here and be. It's like the Duck Dynasty people, you know.
Cal, but I think that you open up a Pandora box.
We all have to open up the box. We got to at this point.
Man, somebody called in and they may agree or disagree. Oh, dude, you got me going crazy. How you doing? This is 2014 edition of the Calvin Brown Live with Storm and Cher. How you doing?
Happy holidays, Norm. This is Nino, man. Calling a long while. Tell Cal I said happy holidays.
He's listening to you.
Yes, sir, brother.
I had to wait for this show. This is the best. I'm really Tickle Pink.
Okay.
I'm Tickle Pink, man. Like Bub.
Yes, sir, brother.
Thank you for your call, brother.
Yeah.
How you doing? Welcome to the show.
Hey, Brother Storm, man, this is Wayne Jefferson, man, called in, man. I just want to give kudos to Brother Calvin Brown. I remember we used to call him Light Bulb back in the day. Man, he's hitting on all cylinders.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is.
100%.
Okay, let me ask you.
Tell the truth, man.
Hey, let me ask you a question real quick, Toby. You know, Pastor D called him Toby.
No, I didn't know. Oh, man.
Hey, Wayne, real quickly, right? Two things. Can you tell us about the free swim lessons? I think that's very important.
Yeah, Representative Ramon came to Kingdom Baptist Church this morning and announced that he's looking for, actually...
He's a state representative, by the way, not a councilman.
Yeah, state Representative Ramon came to the church this morning, both services, and he has 250 free spots.
Free. Did you hear that? Free.
Free at the Delaware Swim Club out there on Newcastle Avenue.
You can't beat that.
I think the sign-up date is January 6th, the last day for the sign-up date. But he's looking for 250 kids, and we got a lot of kids.
You see? And you know what? Let me stop you there. We always get where they say, "Well, the kids ain't got nothing to do." Ain't.
Right.
Ain't got nothing to do. They don't say don't. Ain't. Now, this man just called in and said that the state representative said, "Look, I got 250 free slots where you could come and swim."
Yep.
Free. You ain't got to pay a dime. Did I hear what you said? Did I hear you right when you said that? Didn't you say free, sir? Mr. Jefferson.
Yeah, what you say, son?
You said free, didn't you?
Free.
Did you say free?
I said free, Storm. Free. Free.
That's right. You can say free. You can spell it with an F-E. It's still free. Hey, let me ask you another question. What do you think about jump outs? Do you think that we should give the cops the open market on just going and arresting people and just jumping out of cars?
Storm, I'm with Reverend Brown. I mean, whatever it takes. I mean, we keep messing around with different things. Let's try it.
I got you. Thank you, buddy.
Well, I'm batting 100 on this show.
Oh man, this I mean, you see, when you came on at the beginning of the year, you was batting 300.
I'm still back there. They with me. They standing with me.
They with you tonight.
Yeah, they are.
How you doing? Welcome to the show.
Norman.
How you doing?
You're doing a great job, buddy. I just wanted to call and tell you that you're doing a great job. You got a pulse to the community. Keep up the good work. And tell Calvin to have a nice day. I'm just an old concerned citizen that's interested in the welfare of our city.
Hey, let me ask you a question, KC. You called last week, right? You called last week,
No.
and then you and I talked, and you said you thought that I let the mayor off easy. And I talked to a few people, and everybody said that I asked them a question. I thought you asked a good question. What would you like for him to say differently?
I would like for him to address the violence. That's the most important thing that's happening in our community today, man.
I agree with you. Hey, thanks for your call, man.
All right.
Hey. How you doing? Welcome to the show.
Hey, man, Happy New Year's to you and Cal Brown there.
Happy New Year, Councilman.
City Councilman Brown, how you doing? We even get City Councilman calling.
I just want to have Happy New Year, Cal. You my boy. You my main man. Norm, you all right with me, too. So I want y'all to be good, man, and you did. You know, I'm like some of the other callers. You let a lot of people off the hook these last couple of weeks on your show.
Well, why didn't you call him? Why don't you come on the show? Why don't I put you on the hook?
Well, you can call me on. Listen, I got a bucket list, and it ain't the bucket list of a wish of what I want to do before I die. It's a bucket list of people I want to talk about.
Well, who you want to talk about?
Bucket list. I'm gonna start putting my bucket list on my city council.
Well, who you want to talk about? You can talk about it now. You ain't got to talk.
Oh, you got to bring me on. I'm gonna come on.
Man, you say that. You say that every time I see you.
Yeah, well, you think I'm? Yeah, okay.
Well, who you want to talk about? You can say it now.
Hey, well, listen, I got a bucket list, and
okay, well, start your bucket list off right now.
My last turn.
Oh, here you go. Start your bucket list. Start it tonight.
I'm gonna say what I need to say.
Start it tonight. Bye. You ain't gonna say nothing.
You didn't talk about the governor, the print of the governor, and all that stuff.
Well, say it tonight. You said. Yeah.
That's my guy.
Yeah, but he need to come sit here. Even though I love him too. How you doing? Welcome to the show.
Good evening, Norm. Good evening, Reverend Brown.
Good
How
evening.
you doing?
Doing good. Great show tonight. I know I don't need to say that. You guys already know it. Everybody's already saying it, and I agree with them. Just wanted to weigh in on one point, and that is about the path that our young people are taking these days. You know, you got a road to success and you have a road to failure. Many times it's hard to find the directions to reach the road to success.
Right.
However, that road to failure, man, it's got 18 lanes, hundreds of on ramps, but it's got like one off ramp, you know. So once we get on that road, it's hard to stop.
Right.
Hey,
Mike, let me say this too, because the show's ending and we got like one or two more calls. You do a great job on your show, man, and keep up the good work. And I can't wait to get you on this year because we got some serious issues to talk about also.
Okay, thank you, Norm.
No, thank you, buddy. Hey, Cal, let me take one more call and then we're going to kind of finish it off. How you doing? Welcome to the show. Hello, welcome to the show.
Hey, folks, this Juan Ye.
Hey, Ron.
Hey, man, you got a good show going, man. Way to end it with a bang, man. Way to end it with a bang.
Well, that's 2014, man. That's 2014, man.
All right, keep hope alive, man.
Hey, tell Reverend Bullock I said hi. I enjoyed coming down to the church last week and getting a good word, man. I got to come back and, come with prayer with you guys, all right?
Come on down.
All right. We're going to take this last show. We're going to call it a night, all right? And we're going to end 2014 off with you. Hello, welcome to the show.
Yeah, this is for Reverend Calvin Brown.
Uh-huh.
This is Reverend Calvin Brown.
Yes, sir.
With the stopping and frisk thing,
Uh-huh.
what they need to do is stop and frisk in their own neighborhood first. And then they come to our city and ask people like you, Reverend Calvin Brown, how do they do this and how do they make it happen that it can better for all of us?
Thank you very much.
But they don't know.
Thank you, buddy. All right, man. Hey, happy 2014,
Hey, man, same to you, brother. God bless you, man.
I don't know if I'm going to invite you on anytime soon.
Yeah, brother. I mean, we good, man. They like what I'm talking, I just tell the truth.
You know what, man, but I enjoy you, and me and you always have a very good dialogue. Mm-hmm. And people learn when they watch Community Crossfire.
They do.
Because you bring up issues. Mm-hmm. I mean, like what Dwight was talking about with a police officer calling a sergeant an N-word.
Yeah.
That's serious.
Yeah, it's a problem.
I mean, like Wayne calling and talking about, free swimming lessons.
That's right.
I mean, frisking. I mean, it's good stuff, man. And I wish you
great
nothing
stuff.
but the best, man.
Hey, listen, nothing but the best for you and your family.
Yeah.
And God bless you, man.
All right, and you know what, man? Play my opening, man, because I like when Sidney Poitier say, but this is for men and women. This is for
I just want to say congratulations to the Bengals, but go Eagles, babe. I don't know if the score is, but
Bengals, man. Bengals. Play, hey, Alvin, play my thing, because I'm tired of these people. Get off my back.
get off my back.
Get off my freaking back.